back to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about 10 qualifications that an ESL teacher must have. If you are an ESL teacher right now, or if you are planning to be a good one in the future, this video is for you and you will be so interested in this subject. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give my videos a thumbs up. Don't forget to put your notifications on, and never forget, I'll be posting Tuesdays and Fridays. Be careful you never miss any of my videos. So let's get right into the topic. Well, it's been more than 5 years, nearly a complete 6 years that I am an ESL teacher. And the first thing that I need to tell you is that ESL teachers can be native speakers and non-native speakers. It's not like this that only native speakers can be a perfect teacher teaching their language. You sometimes find that they're extremely better and much more hardworking in their job than a native teacher. So these qualifications that I'll be telling you are for normally ESL teachers who are planning to teach in other countries. These qualifications that I'll be telling you are mostly for the ESL teachers who are planning to teach for actually good companies and legal companies, no matter domestic companies or some companies abroad, like in other countries rather than their own. There are some job opportunities in countries like UK and USA, or like Australia and other English-speaking countries. We cannot say that in those countries there's no job for non-native speakers, but the opportunities are so competitive. But like in other countries, there are lots of countries that they want and they accept non-native speakers. So let's talk about it. Very first qualifications that normally very good companies are looking for is at least a bachelor's degree. This bachelor's degree can be related to the topic of language teaching, English language teaching, and for example the English literature, education, training, or it can be in other subjects, so they don't really care, but they want at least a bachelor's degree from you. There's a point in here, so if you have your bachelor's degree or your other degrees in language teaching, the education and training subject, or any other related topics to teaching, so in this case this is a bonus for you and this is perfect. But if not, like if you have a bachelor in any other subject, you'll be accepted. Number 2, we'll be having at least one ESL teaching certification, which these days, of course, you know, we have CELTA, TESOL, Delta, EFL, and the list goes on. And these are actually super good choices, and no matter if you have experience teaching English or you do not have and you just want to start, I really recommend that you need to have one of these certifications, like TESOL or CELTA or Delta, whatever, like by your choice. But you really need to pass them to know what's the methodology and how do we really teach, how do students really learn, and how to be a very good teacher. And so these are so important. Another thing which most companies want from you, actually is a really important thing, is experience. I know you say that experience is gained when you get your degree and you go out of the university. So at the beginning of your job, of course, you have no experience, but I really recommend, if you haven't started yet, go and do volunteer works or like the jobs that don't pay you that much, but start doing the job, start teaching. And so at the first, don't care about the payment and the salary, and by the time you'll get more payments and more students and everything will be better. But the job experience is really important for all the countries and all the job applications that you're going to apply in the future in other countries, and or maybe in your country. Next one is actually having a really good knowledge of the language that you're going to teach. Some people, when they start teaching English, of course, they do not have that much knowledge. They start teaching kids and teenagers or like low levels in adults. And when the time goes on, they'll start self-studying or like joining courses, joining advanced English courses, and they'll improve themselves. But it's really good that you start teaching a language when you are completely confident about your knowledge of that language, so that you can help students perfectly and efficiently. Next thing in our list, which is so important, and I know these days companies don't want this from you, and in no job application it is actually mentioned if you have this qualification or not, but it is a good knowledge of psychology. I believe that if you want to be a teacher, no matter ESL teacher or any other language teacher or any other subject teacher, like a school teacher, math teacher, science teacher, any kind of teacher, that you are educating people and you are dealing with kids, teenagers and adults, no matter what age, what level, you really need to have a good knowledge of psychology. You need to know how people learn, how people think, how you can help different kind of learners, and you need to understand how they feel in what occasions, in what situations, how they will feel, and how is it best to help people learn better. And you need to know about different types of people, different types of personalities, and how can you teach them, how can they learn better, and how can they benefit from your classes. So having like basic knowledge of psychology is perfect to start teaching. If you are a teacher right now, it's never late. So start Googling, start searching, start studying and reading about students and learners and different types of people, so you can help your learners better. Next on our list, we have lots of personalities for a good ESL teacher. I'll start off with being creative, and I believe this is really, really important. So if you want to be a teacher, no matter what teacher, but right now our focus is for ESL teacher, you really, really need to be creative. By creative, we mean, we don't mean inventing things, but we mean that by being creative, I mean, you need to be able to decide what material you need for each class. How can you make your lessons more engaging and more enjoyable, and how to maximize your learners' opportunities to learn. So the only way to this is being creative. You need to be creative, create your own materials, start off with copying other teachers, go right into Pinterest, I'll say that, or Instagram, and search some teachers, some ESL teachers or like school teachers that they have really, really good ideas. And you can even look at my page, and you can see how amazing and adorable teachers are working all around the globe, and they're being so creative. So if you want to be a successful English teacher in today's language learning world, I think you really need to check different places, check different social medias out, start off with copying, and then at the end you can create your own material. Next on the list, which is actually related to the previous one, is being well prepared. So if you want to be a successful teacher, you need to be well prepared for every second of your lesson. Lesson planning is a really, really big thing, and you have to have a lesson plan. You need to be prepared for anything that will happen in your class. You need to have extra materials, extra tasks, extra speaking things, extra different materials that you think your students will need in the classroom, so that you will never run out of materials, run out of tasks, and your class will never be boring. So stay well prepared. There are some other personalities which I'm not gonna open them that much. We're just going to go through them because, of course, as a teacher you know them. We're just going to review them. Being punctual, being patient, and being friendly is really important. Having the sense of being socially good and being able to have a good interaction with people, have a good relation with people, and like to say it completely as a word, being socially good is so important if you want to be a teacher, because you're going to speak in front of people, you're going to present for people, and you're going to talk to them, you're going to become friends with them. So it's so important that you have a good social manner and social interaction. Last but not least, I put this one at the end of the list, but it's actually super important. I think this is the first thing, that if you want to be a teacher, no matter what subjects you're teaching, but especially a language teacher, you need to be motivated. So you need to have your own goal. You have to first set the goal for yourself, that why are you going to teach? Just only because you know English, or you think that you can speak English perfectly? Is this enough? Or you think that you can teach people, or you think that you need more money, or you think that you love teaching and you enjoy every second of it. So set a target and set an aim, so that you know why are you actually teaching a language. By the way, if you want to teach professionally and you want to be a good teacher so that the students will enjoy your class and you will enjoy your job too, you'd better choose this job because of the love of teaching. I mean, you really need to love this job, because at the first and sometimes at the end, you will not gain that much money and you don't have that much savings and earnings. So at the end, you'll feel like, oh, I worked a lot, but I never earned that much money. But if you love the job, you will enjoy it. And at the end, the money is of course important for you, but the fact that you enjoyed every second of teaching in the class is much more important. These were 10 important things, important qualifications that a teacher must have, whether they want to work in their own country or they want to move abroad. And if you want to be successful, be careful about every one of them. If you haven't started yet, start being a teacher. It's so interesting and enjoyable. And if you are a teacher, be careful about every one of these 10, and make sure that you have all of them. And if you are not having all of them right now, be careful that you get and you take any of them as soon as possible, so that you will be a professional and much better teacher as soon as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and put your notifications on. Give me a thumbs up if this video was useful for you, and see you next video, and bye bye.